All right.
Sorry, I'm trying to
You
get
want they
everybody
see
in.
us all?
Yeah.
That's what we should have done earlier.
There we
Richard
go.
was brought.
I know. I had just thought about
Yeah.
that. I was like, we've been
Yeah.
having everybody over here, and it's been kind of weird.
Oh,
So I should have had everybody over there because it makes it so much easier on the cameras.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
well, make sure you don't make us look skinny on it.
Oh, you know, I got that button
And take
right
all
here.
the wrinkles out.
Yeah, I can take that button right here and make you look
Alright.
like you're sweet 16 again.
All right.
Look out now.
Well, maybe not that far back.
maybe 19 or 20,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe not quite that far.
All right, let's see. Let's do a sound check here. All right, let's go with you first.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right.
Hello, hello, hello.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás?
Ole!
Hey, tú hablas español.
Let your grass on your patio. All right, Miss Faye, let's hear you again. Let me see if I got you up.
Hello, hello. How are you doing? Is it good?
Yes.
Hello, hello.
Let's see here.
Do you need to come in?
Yeah, scoot up just a little bit. Yeah. I mean, you ain't got to be like right up in it where you're eating it, but it does sound better when you're
Hello,
up.
hello. Hello. I can hear it.
Let me see. Which one? Do it again. Let me
Hello,
see.
hello,
Which one are you?
hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
There you go.
Sound like a parrot. Hello, hello.
Hello. Hello. All right. Here we go.
That. Trying to get away from that.
Right.
All right.
Music.
Hello and welcome to the King Gordon Show, today's best country mix. We're live here in Brentwood, Tennessee today, having fun with some in-person interviews, and our last one for the afternoon. I was going to say evening. I'm like, it's not evening yet. But we got Cerrito and his manager, Faye. Hey, how we doing?
Buenos días, amigo. ¿Cómo estás?
Wonderful, wonderful.
That's great to hear. So, Cerrito, you got a lot of things going on, but before we get to any of that, tell the listeners that might not know anything about you a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I was born in Providence, Rhode Island, and I sing country music, traditional country music in English and Spanish. And it's been a wonderful career so far, and I've traveled all over. And I really, really enjoy singing in Spanish because it allows me to bring two cultures together, you know. And I live in Nashville, Tennessee, but I've lived in Hawaii, Mexico, San Antonio, California. So I've had a pretty good run so far.
That's incredible. Now, how did you get connected with Faye, who is your manager?
Well, I came to Nashville in 92. So I was doing, there was a benefit performance at the Nashville Palace. And Faye happened to walk in, and we were introduced to each other briefly. And then about March of this year, we were doing a television show, a live stream show together with In Your Corner. And Faye walked in the door, and I said, gee, I said, has anybody ever told you look like Dottie West? And Faye, what did you say?
I said, you did about 22 years ago.
And then we just connected. We reconnected again. It was wonderful, you know?
That is incredible. Now, let's chat a little bit about your brand new song that we chatted a little bit about before, but let's talk a little bit about the success of your newest song, Hot Pepper Doll.
Oh, my gosh, it's a wonderful song. And matter of fact, it just recently charted on Music Row magazine. It just hit the charts. And the story has an interesting history. Hank Lachlan wrote that song and in 1957. And it just so happened his son, Hank Adam Jr., Lachlan, is a very good friend of mine. He was working at the CMA at the time. And we went out to dinner. Him and his wife were celebrating their anniversary. And he said to me, you know, Cerrito, he said, my father wrote a song called Hot Pepper Doll in 1957. And he said, I'd love for you to hear it. I said, you know what, before I even hear it, and I shook his hand, and I said, I'm gonna cut that song. So we went back to his house and he played it for me, and that's the new single. It's a wonderful version, of course. I added, it's very up-tempo, and I added trumpets and castanets for that Spanish flavor. But it's a wonderful song. It's a fun song, you know what I mean? It's up-tempo, and it's gonna do very well. It's gonna do very well.
That's awesome. Now, what do you guys got going on? I know you got a incredible performance. If I'm not mistaken, tonight?
No,
is it?
it's Thursday night.
Thursday night.
At the
Okay.
Wilson County State Fair, and I'm headlining that on the Opry stage. And then we have Vet Fest. Faye
Okay.
can talk a little bit about it, and she's very involved with the veterans. And we're doing Faye, talk about Vet Fest.
October the 4th, it's always the first Saturday in October. This is our 10th year. We do a big benefit for the veterans. I'll have 25 bands, 150 booths, lots of food trucks. The community will come out and celebrate and honor the veterans. We have a hero stroll for them, and it's a huge event. So everybody come to that. We're also September the 28th, we're doing a benefit for the developmentally challenged young adults. I teach art. I'm an artist and I teach art to these young adults, and have had the opportunity to have some of their artwork in the state magazine for disability. So we have that. Then we have Rope, which will be November the 9th. Cerrito's headlining Rope. Just a lot of things going on. We have so many TV interviews, radio interviews, and I do want to cap on something that Cerrito said a while ago about the Hot Pepper Doll. And in 1957, that song was written for all of the older country music people. They will recognize who Hank Lachlan was. I remember my mom and dad talking about him and all these guys in the traditional country music that Cerrito sings in English and Spanish is music that we heard as kids, our parents listened to, but it's just brought up into today's world with a new sound. It's upbeat, it's very romantic, the English and Spanish. And him being Italian, that Italian and Spanish is two of the romance languages. So it's great. It's great.
That is great for sure. Now, Cerrito, if you had an opportunity to collaborate with any artist, whether they're with us today or not, who would you choose and why would you choose them?
Well, actually, I'm glad you asked that question, amigo. I have an album that I put out called Cerrito y las Chicas de Country. And I did an album of English and Spanish with all the chicas. There was Lane Brody, Lynn Anderson, Kathy Bailey, Janie Fricke, Elizabeth Cook, Lynn Anderson, my sister Sally, and it's just a wonderful album. And that album produced 3 #1 hits. But if I wanted to continue with that album, I would say either George Jones or Dean Martin. That's what I really, because I'm a Dean Martin fan, and they used to refer to me as a country crooner too, because of my delivery. But I would say George Jones or Dean Martin. I would love to sing with one of those if I had the chance to.
Definitely. Now, you've had an incredible career. What advice would you give to someone that wants to get into music but just doesn't know where to start? Well,
the only advice I can give to a new artist starting is when you decide to do records, it's in a ball game all by itself. It's not just the record. The record is the easy part. It's getting the record into the right hands, finding the right producer, the right management. And I mean, there's plenty of artists that have come into town that have taken 20 years to get a career. You know what I mean? It's not that simple. The recording is the easiest part to do. And timing is all. Because, like, for example, if a lot of people emulate singers, whether they're pop or rock or country, they already have one George Jones, one Tim McGraw, one Kenny Chesney. So you've got to find your own niche and your own sound, and that's very. And what's very important is to find somebody that will stand behind you, that knows the business, such as management, booking, record promotion, because you have to hire record promoters to promote the record for you. Then the interviews are very important, and exposure is very important. So it's not that easy. Of course, it's been done many, many times, but I, like myself, I came to Nashville. I wanted to sing country music in English and Spanish, and my previous manager, Felipe De La Rosa, he was from Spain, but he lived in San Antonio, Texas. So we opened our own label. And the label was recently put in the Country Music Hall of Fame as the first bilingual label in Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations
Thank
on
you,
that. I
thank you.
think that is such an incredible milestone. And to be able to do that and come up with something that not the average mainstream is doing, I think is very important, but also at the same time, very cool.
Right. You know, in my publicity and press releases, now some people, some writers would refer to me as a Latin singer, but I'm not Latin. I sing country music in English and Spanish, because your Latin markets is Puerto Rico, Brazil, Peru, you know what I mean? And even Texas. They refer to me as a Latin singer, but in Texas alone, you have so many different dialects. You have banda, you have cumbia, you have Tejano. But I stuck to the English and Spanish because it's a beautiful language, and it gives me the opportunity to bring two cultures together.
Very well said. Cerrito, where can people learn more about you and your music if they want to learn more about you?
Well, they can go to International Country Singer Cerrito, or they can go to Checo Records, and you can find me a lot because on social media, because I put out a lot. Faye handles all of that for me, and like I say, I enjoy doing it, because when I played at the audiences, especially in Texas or areas where it's multi languages, when I sing the verse in English, the Anglo people know what I'm singing. And then when I sing the song in Spanish, the Spanish people know what I'm singing. But I sing a lot of traditional. Now, I've cut many, like Hot Pepper Dollars never been cut before. And I've had a #1 record called Table for Two that debuted #1 in Europe. It was written by Vince Gill and Max T. Bonds. You know what I mean? So Faye and I, we're very selective in the material that we do, because Freddie Fender and Johnny Rodriguez were very good at what they did, but they just dabbled in it a little bit. And radio wants you to be consistent. If you put out an up-tempo, they expect 2 or 3 up-tempos. If you sing ballads, they expect 2 or 3 ballads. So if I was to sing a song in English and Spanish and then do another song all in English, it would do no good.
Right,
so I
right.
just develop, right, Faye?
Yes,
we
yes,
develop it as we go
exactly.
along, and it's proven to be very, very successful. And I got my start working with Charo, the Coochie Coochie Girl, as you know, as a backup singer. And then I became her opening act. And I enjoyed working with her very much, and she's a very good friend. But I decided to move to Nashville and have my own career.
Cerrito, thank you so much for telling us a lot about you and to be able to have this amazing friendship. And thank you just so much for being here. Faye and Cerrito, is there anything that I forgot to mention that you guys would want to mention before we go today?
Well, can I mention one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm the Grand Marshal for the Veterans Parade. We sing it, and so I'm really happy, and I'm enjoying the run. You know what I mean? And I've been nominated for 7 awards for the Xfinity Award Show, so that's coming up. And so you know what? We're just having fun, right, Faye?
Yes, exactly.
We just are. And I want to say muchas gracias, amigos, for
Thank
this
you.
wonderful opportunity. And if there's anything we could ever do for you, or if you're ever holding an event or anything, I would be more than happy to help you guys out. Okay, chicos?
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Cerrito and Faye, for taking the time to come
Thank you.
chat with us here on the Kane Gordon Show, today's Best Country Mix. Thank you guys so much for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Gracias, amigo.
Perfect.
Thank you so, what a wonderful interview. Thank you so much.
Yes, Richard, you said it was out the restroom. Do you remember where it was?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much. Ken.
Yeah,
I
thank
really
you.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So my fat belly in, so I don't want the camera over.
Just wait, I'm gonna run to the restroom.
Oh.
And I'm gonna
Keep forgetting to tell people that.